ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे माधुर्यो ज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दिनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत ध्वंतहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बर शाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय गौराविर्भाव भूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सजना प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरदुषे नमः नित्यानन्दमहं वन्दे कर्णेलम्बितकुण्डलं चैतन्याग्राजरूपेण पवित्रीकृतभूतलं नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वालन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर मम मंदमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहन दिव्य वृंदारण्यकल्पद्रुमाध श्रीमद् रत्नगार्ह सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवौ पृष्ठालिभिषेभ्य मनोस्मरामि श्रीमन् रासरसारम्भे वंशिवटतटस्थित कर्षणवेणुर्ष्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing from Sikshastakam, first verse. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagninirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam Anandam Udivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Shwadanam Sarvatma Snampanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Kali Pavan Avatar Sriman Mahaprabhu, who came in this world to make this age. Kali, it's an age of viral hypocrisy. We call it iron age. In scriptures, it's mentioned that this age people are full of quarreling nature, full of hypocrisy. So in this age, where people are manda shumanda matayo manda bhagya yupadruta, where people's mind and intelligence is manda, means less. They are less intelligent and they are less fortunate. So in this age of quarrel, age of hypocrisy, and age of less intelligence, because Srimad Bhagavatam says, Mandasya Shmanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Yupa. People are less intelligent and misfortunate, have less fortune. So in this Yuga, in this Kali Yuga, Sriman Mahaprabhu came for Nija Goda Karya Tumara Prema Ashwadhana Anushange Prema Maya Kaile Tribhuvana. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Sriman Mahaprabhu came for a Nija Goda Karya, for this Goda Karya. This hidden reason for Sriman Mahaprabhu to come in this age is for Prema Ashwadhana, to test the mellow of Bhakti and Srinama. Prema Ashwadhana, that love towards Sri Krishna. So he came to test the rasa, to test the mellow of his own love towards himself. And together with that, Anushangi Prema Mai Kaili Tribhuvana, and to distribute that prem to the world. Jaha taha prema phala dihet jare tare. So wherever he went, you can see Sriman Mahaprabhu in his early life, immediately after taking sannyas, he was traveling South India, and before that even, he was traveling towards Gaya, towards Banaras, towards Vrindavan, and he was, after taking sannyas, Sriman Mahaprabhu was traveling towards South India, and only the thing he was doing during those time period was jaha taha prema phala diha jare tare. So wherever he was traveling, he was distributing that love. He was distributing that love for God. He was distributing that prema nama, not only nama, prema nama. The name which is love for Krishna, love for name. So we were discussing yesterday, actually, the potency in name of Krishna, obviously scripture says, Avinnatum Nama Namine, there is no difference between Nama and the Nami is Krishna. But there are so many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam, even in Mahabharata, and we can see these principles in Padma Purana, in Vishnu Purana, in Mahabharata. Actually, Bhagavan Sri Krishna's names are more powerful and more merciful than Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. And examples can be taken. Same Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when he touched Putana, She's supposed to feel that bliss in her heart, but she was trying to send him away. She was pushing him, oh, please leave me, leave me. She's supposed to feel that joy. She's supposed to feel that bliss. No, but she was not feeling that bliss. So even sometimes Krishna's thoughts could be painful, but the thoughts of a name, it's always blissful. And in Srimad Bhagavatam itself, we can see the example when Krishna was killing Putana, when Krishna was fighting with Trinavrat, or when Krishna was with any Asura, Agasura and Bakasura. So, whenever he comes back home, after fighting with these demons, after liberating those demons, after giving his mercy to these demons, Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj, they catch him, hold him, and they used to get dust from Vrindavan, Brajaraj, and cow dung, make that into paste, and put tilak all around his body, praying to Krishna's name that may Lord Govinda save him, may Lord Kesava save him, may Lord Hari save him. Om Keshavaya Nama, Om Narayanaya Nama, Om Madhavaya Nama, Om Govindaya Nama. So, even to protect Krishna himself from many difficulties in Brajabhumi, his names were being used. So, our acharyas, they mention in scriptures, in their commentaries, that actually Krishna's name are more merciful and more powerful than Krishna himself. Because Krishna is being protected by his parents, by his name. So, none of the scriptures and none of any avatar of Bhagavan told actually, my names are more powerful than me, myself. So you should chant my name. But Sriman Mahaprabhu is Kali Pavana avatar. He told this, that if you really want to meet Krishna and get that bliss of meeting him, get that pleasure of meeting him, really want to have that prema towards Krishna, then chanting his name is only the option. And on top of that, you have so many names. You have Kriyatmak names. The actions he performs, he gets names. So he was stealing butter, he got named Makhan Chor. And he was running from battlefield. If somebody else run from battlefield, it's called Kair. But Krishna ran from battlefield and is Ranchorai. So it's glories in it. If somebody steals, then they are called thief. Krishna steals, is called Makhan Chor. So these are Kriyatmaka Naam. He goes to, he goes and plays around with boys. He was playing around with Kaliya. He was given name Kaliya Brahmacari. So whatever he does, all action he performs, all pastimes he performs, he gets name. Those are called Kriyatmaka Naam. And there are names by his good, his qualities. There are names based on his relations. Yashodanandan, Nandanandan. So they are just being merciful on us. We have so many names. We have seen Vishnu Sahasranam, Krishna Sahasranam, Krishna Shatanam Stotra. Each form he takes, there are hundreds of names. Narsimha Satanam Stotra. He took the form of Narsimha and he have hundreds of names. Narsimha Ashtotar Satanam Stotra. So Vishnu Sahasranam. So you have so many names. And just by calling any names, we get our heart purified. And we started getting that love and attraction and asakti actually. See, asakti, attachment in itself, it's a neutral thing. We don't need to get worried saying, oh, attachment, you are so much attached. Yeah, it's good if we are attached towards his name, to its good qualities, to its roop, towards his form. So we started getting that attachment, even by calling any name, just calling Govinda, just calling Gopala, we're calling any name and we start getting attachment towards his name. towards his form, towards his rupa, towards his lila, towards his pastimes. And just by remembering those things, just by remembering his names, his form, his qualities, and his pastimes, we started developing that prema. And what prema is actually? Prema. It's Golokera Prema Dhane. In Golok, this only a wealth is prema. And how we achieve that? By Harinama Sankirtan. So only the thing we need to achieve is prem, and only the way we have is Harinam Sankirtan. So because of that, to Sikshastakam, you can say it's essence of all Vedic scriptures. Sriman Mahaprabhu in his whole life, he didn't write anything because he was up to 24th. He was busy traveling Vrindavan, Gaya, Kashi, Banaras, and giving that holy name to a person like Prakashananda Saraswati. And he was in household life, he was teaching to kids, he had students, he was running Gurukul, he had wife, he had mother to take care. And after 24, he took sannyas, he started traveling around South India and preaching there. And last 18 years, he was testing love for himself and enjoying that in the mood of separation from himself. So he didn't have time to write anything. Although in our parampara, in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya parampara, we can see in any parampara, among any parampara in Vaishnava parampara, it's only the Gaudiya parampara was so much of writings. All our acharyas, they were writing, and they were busy being merciful on us, giving their mercy on us. But Sriman Mahaprabhu never even wrote anything. Only the thing he gave was Shivastakam, Sikshastakam, Shivastakam. He himself wrote nothing. But he gave the Sikshastakam to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai. And Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai, they passed this Sikshastakam as direct message from Sriman Mahaprabhu, and in this 8 verse, he gave everything what we supposed to get. Essence of everything, essence of all 4 Veda, 18 Puran, says Veda, Vedanga, Upanga, there's 4 Veda and 6 Vedanga, Shiksha, Sanda, Nirukta, Kalpa, Jyotish, Vyakarana, and Upanga, Itihas, Puran, Upapuran, Upaveda, and Nyaya, whatever we need to learn, whatever all these Vedic scriptures, all these 14 different departments of Vedic scriptures trying to explain us, is just given in this 8 verse. The hidden treasure of Vedic scriptures he gave in this 8 verse, and we are discussing from first shloka, first verse of Sikshastakam, those 7 messages, so 7 gifts, 7 results we're going to get after we start chanting holy name. So Sriman Mahaprabhu was giving these Sikshastakam, the masses, the Siksha means to know, Siksha means to guide. So the guidance in this 8 verse he was giving. So he told, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam. So by chanting these holy names, our chitta, our heart get cleansed. The mirror of our heart will get so clean that we can reflect. We can be Atma Sakshatkar. Atma Sakshatkar means first to know yourself. Because before knowing anything in the world, we're supposed to know ourselves, who we are. And then we can start thinking on, okay, I'm like this, how I came here, what is my responsibility, what I'm supposed to do, and what is my goal of life, what I should achieve. Before knowing these things, we're supposed to know who am I actually. So to know who am I, there should be something to see ourselves. So if there is mirror, we can just see ourselves. So if the mirror is full of dust and it's covered with dust, then a plank of wood and the mirror makes no difference in our life. Same for us. But if we can clean that mirror nicely, more clean the mirror is, more better we can reflect ourselves in that. So, to be self-realized, first we need to clean the heart. So, holy name first, what it does, Cheto Darpanam Arsanam. The mirror or the mirror-like heart is cleansed, and we are able to see ourselves, or we are now self-realized who we are. Cheto Darpanam Arsanam. And Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapana. The fire, it's Bhavamaha Davagni. This world is always compared with Davagni, means the fire in jungle. So Sriman Mahaprabhu says here, Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapana. The Bhava, or Bhava is also mentioned in different Ayurvedic scriptures, saying it's a disease, it's illness, it's sickness actually. Bhava means. So, and Bhava means this world also, material world. So, in that sense, we can say this material world is illness. The Bhava itself is a illness, and on top of that, it's Bhava Maha Davagni. It's fire everywhere, and we are getting burned. And it's specifically told Bhava Maha Davagni because in jungle, generally, we don't need to go and put fire. These two trees rubbing each other, or two bamboos just rubbing, then we get fire from that. So here also in this world, in this world, this jiva get that fire, they get burned, not because somebody else is putting some fire on them and they are burning. They are burning because of two things. One, forgetfulness of Krishna, and next thing, that desire, that never-ending desire of sense enjoyment. When these two things are rubbing like how trees are, so we get fire and we started burning ourselves. I mean, we are drowned in that fire created by our own desire of self-enjoyment and forgetfulness of Krishna. So we are burning in that fire created by ourselves. We cannot blame anyone that, oh, Krishna threw us in this burning fire of material existence. It's not he threw us. It's our desire of enjoying this world put us in the place to get burned. And desires, there are unlimited ones, unlimited desires. We just, okay, in Nepal it's saying, Khushi, Vaneko, Chitizko, means like happiness in this material world is horizon somewhere there. We reach there and we see actually it's not. We feel like, okay, sky is meeting the land here, so we're just going to toss that. And we reach there, oh my God, it's actually not here. We need to travel same distance again. So here, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, by chanting Mahamantra, we get cleanse our heart, so we get self-realized, and Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapana. This Bhava means illness that we are getting, we are suffering from, and on top of that, we are burning in this fire of sense enjoyment, we are burning in this fire of material existence. Those things will be Nirvapanam. So this holy name will act as a medicine to heal that disease of material existence. And Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. We get that Shitalta, it's called coolness, or we can say we get, how to explain exactly, I am not getting that word, we will get freed from that burns, we'll get relief from that fire. It's actually a problem with English language. We have so many words in Nepali, Hindi and Sanskrit, but then we have to try to find word in English and we cannot exactly get the word, That makes it difficult to explain sometimes, because we exactly can't find the word, what exactly it says it should go. So we get relief from that fire of material existence in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sriman Mahaprabhu trying to explain what he's trying to say. Rupa Goswami explains in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, saying that Nama Sankirtanam Proktam Krishnasya Prema Sampade. Whatever we need to get from Krishna, or whatever Krishna can bestow on us, whatever Krishna can give, that's nothing compared to Nama Sankirtanam Prokta. What Nam Sankirtan can give cannot be compared with what Krishna himself can give to us. Krishna himself cannot give himself to us because he belongs to Radharani. He doesn't belong to himself. But this Krishna Nam can give both Radha and Krishna, that Yugal Swarup to us. So Krishna never can give Radharani. Krishna never can give himself to us. But Sri Rupa Goswami explains that actually, if we are doing Sankirtan, if we are chanting his names, if we are calling from our heart Krishna, Krishna, then he can give himself to us. And those who got that prema to Nam, to Sri Nam, to Krishna Nam, those who have that love towards Krishna Nam, for them, being here or being in Golok Vrindavan is same. Because even Golok Vrindavan, all we can get is Golokera Prema Dhana. It's Prema we're going to get there also. That's only the Dhan, that's only the wealth in Golok. And that same wealth, if we can get here, then what it makes difference anyway, whether we are here or whether we are there. And Sriman Mahaprabhu in Sikshastakam, specifically to Rupanugis, to devotees who call themselves, who are trying to be follower of Sri Rupa Goswami, who are trying to follow Sriman Mahaprabhu, for them he says, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatar Bhakti Aituki. So if it's about Janmani Janmanishware, birth after birth, you have to come here, it doesn't matter. Only the thing I want to have in my life is Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatar Bhakti Ahitukitoi. Without any hetu, without any desire, just I want to have that loving devotion towards you. So that's basically what Sriman Mahaprabhu says to us, that goal of any Rupanugi, goal of any Gaudiya Vaishnava, or the person aspiring to be Vaishnava, is not even a mukti, not even moksha, not even Krishna himself, but his names. And the loving devotion towards him. So here it says, Balishtam Sadhanam Sreshtam Paramakarsha Mantravat. And on top of that, his holy name are Balishtam. They are the strongest. Sadhanam Sreshtam. Among all sadhan, among all way to love Krishna, his names are Nama Sankirtanam. Nama Sankirtan is Balishtam, the strongest sadhan ever we can find, and sadhan Sreshtam, and the best among all other sadhan. So aim of life is to be drowning in the Prema Rush of Srinam, of Nama Sankirtan. Sreshtam Paramakarsha. Not only that, it's not only strongest, it's not only the best, but also Paramakarsha. It's all attractive. And it is the most easy way. I mean, if we have to build temple, okay, if somebody says, you're going to attend Krishna by tapasya for 1,000 years, then we already should start thinking hardly a life of 80 years. Although scripture says 100 years, but problem with us that we don't have that 100 years of life span. Even if we are going to have, then by 100 years we are out of this world. We can figure out nothing what's going on. Somebody should carry us up to bathroom, and somebody should feed us few drops of water and maybe few grains if we can chew. If not, then just something juice or something. So we have hardly age of 80 years, and we at least we need to spare 30 years for sleeping. So that's basically, we need to spare that. Else I have seen some days it's 1 hour less sleep, then whole day is like ups and downs. We cannot figure out what's going on with, almost by evening, we have to see doctor, what's going on with me? Maybe we have to see psychiatric, I'm getting completely like out of mind. So at least 30 years we have to spare for sleeping, and maybe at least 10 years for eating and throwing, putting and throwing, my Guru Maharaj used to say. So, and half of the life is already gone, and the remaining half we have Brahmacari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. Okay, just forget about Sannyas and Vanaprastha, at least Brahmacari and Grihastha. So we have kids, we have to give time to them, we have wife, husband, this, that, we have our parents, and those who are followers of Vedic lifestyle or Vedic principles, they cannot abandon their parents, how they are doing around. We can see now, even nowadays in Nepal and India, there are no more joint families, everybody is independent in themselves. But we can see by the example of Prahlad Maharaj, even our parents are like Hiranyakashipu, we are supposed to respect them. Prahlad Maharaj never told you, you being my father, you're trying to kill me. From today, I'm not going to be with you. I just don't offer obeisances. I just don't care for you. Maybe if I ever find place to sue case against you, I'm going to put property case against you, because you're trying to kill me and not giving me any property. I'm just a mere child, 5 years old, and you're trying to kill me. You are doing child abuse. You are abusing me. So I'm going to put case against you. I'm going to call 100. I don't know what number they call here in Nepal. We call 100 to call police. So I'm going to call 100 and file case against you. No, Prahlad Maharaj, every time he sees his father, he was offering obeisances, and with all honor he used to ask, "Oh my father, how can I serve you? What order you have for me?" He never told you guys trying to kill me every time, Wherever you see me, you just try to kill me. And you tried every option you can. So, Vedic life, follower of Vedic Sanatana Dharma, supposed to be like Prahlad Maharaj. Whenever he sees his father, he was offering obeisance. He was waiting with folded hand and bowing his head down. He was waiting when my father will give some order and I can execute that. So, being a Grihastha, we have those responsibilities. But slowly now our society is losing these values. So all these things, and when we have time to do anything, and if somebody says, even scripture says, if we did tapasya, if we do tapasya for like 100 years, thousands of years, and we can just personally meet Krishna. Okay, that's good, but how are we supposed to do that tapasya? Because we have so much of responsibilities, and on top of that, chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balabhadridam. Our mind is so chanchal, it's so flickering, jumping like monkey here and there, going here and there. We cannot just be fixed in one thing. I have seen people, they have beadbags in their hand and some lectures going on in mobile and cooking and telling kids what to do, what not to do at once. So, by that tendency, how are we supposed to do tapasya? Tapasya means even we should not be thinking about a prana. We're not supposed to be thinking even about breathing, And we are so expert that we can do multitasking, maybe like 100 things at once. So if somebody says by dhyana, by tapasya, you're going to attend Krishna, well, that's good, but it's not for me at least. If somebody says you just do maun vrata for a day, don't speak even for a day, and somebody just put tape in my mouth, maybe I'm going to break from here and speak, I mean, not speaking for a day and doing tapasya for hundreds of years, just forget it. I cannot speak for 100 years. It's already above my head. I cannot even think about that. I cannot even think about not speaking for a day. So, or somebody says, you do Rajsuya Yagya, Ashwamedha Yagya, then Yagya Purusha, Swayam Bhagavan Barhade will come from that Yagya. and you will able to see him. You can shake hand with him. You can hug him. Okay, good. But where to get all those ingredients in pure form? Where to get a purohit who can chant all those mantras clearly with its matra, with its sara and swar, who is there to chant those things? And if we don't chant mantra properly in yajna, we know what's going to come next. We can see that example of a Britrashur. His father is supposed to get the son who is going to kill Indra, and his mantra was, and he was tosta, not like us. You are Chaturvedi. He knew all 4 Veda by heart. And he was mantra drashta. Means he used to make a mantra, make it siddha, and put it in Vedic scriptures. So mantra drashta, Rishi like Tosta did mistake, and he's supposed to get a son who is going to kill Indra, but got a son who was going to be killed by Indra. So, yeah. So, how is supposed to attend Lord by doing yajna? Because a mantra drashta rishi like Tosta can be failure in his mission. Just forget about us. We cannot even chant this very simple slok from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, these slok are very simple. We are having difficulty chanting those things, and we're supposed to chant all Upanishad. That also with chanting from front, chanting from back, with Anvaya and everything. So, well, somebody say we can attend Krishna by doing yajna. Yeah, we can, but it's not for us. Because first thing, we don't have that qualification, we don't have that long life, we don't have that clarity in chanting mantra. Even our tongues are not functioning properly, because to chant those mantras clearly, we should start studying Sanskrit by age of 4, 3. Those sounds where it's supposed to come from, it's not coming from that place, so it's already mistake. So, this, among all sadhana, it's the strongest sadhana. Valishtam and Shreshtam, the best, and Paramakarshaka, it's all attractive, and the most simplest. Because all other sadhana, we can say, are so complex, It's so complex to attract Krishna towards us by doing other sadhana. But Nama Sankirtan, Tadeva Manyate Bhakti Phalam. So Tadeva Manyate Bhakti. If you want to get bhakti to Tadeva, that Deva, Sri Krishna, then Phalam as a fruit, then what type of bhakti? Tad Rasikair Janai, which are acharyas, those Rashika Acharya, were always swimming in the bliss of that rasa, that mellow of love towards him. If we want to taste same bliss, same rasa, same taste we want to get, then Sankirtan, Nama Sankirtan is only the way. There's no other option. Bhagavata Prema Sampatto. To get that Bhagavata Prema as a wealth, so the Sankirtan is only way. As Rupa Goswami, he mentioned the sloks in Brihad Bhagavatamrita in commentary to this first sloka, that how we can attain the position those Goswamis attained just by chanting the Holy Name. After that, everything starts revealing itself. We don't need to put extra endeavor for knowing anything in this world. This famous story of Akbar Birbal regarding this name. Akbar and Birbal, they were yogi in previous life. But by mistake, they were drinking only cow milk 1 a day before sunset and doing their tapasya. and by mistake drinking that cow milk, Akbar, he happened to drink hair of cow, so he got birth in Muslim family. About Akbar, Birbal, this guy is mentioned in Bhavishya Puranam, Bhavishya Mahapuranam. They were yogi, and Birbal was serving that yogi Akbar. So in next life, Akbar drinking that hair of cow together with milk got birth in Muslim family, and Birbal, he was Brahman in next family. He got birth in Brahman family in next life. So when they two met, and Akbar immediately started feeling like, oh, I was searching for him, because they had that relation since previous birth. And all his ministers saying, hey, he is Hindu. We are Muslims and we're supposed to rule, and you're taking him as your chief advisor, because Mukhyamantri in those days used to be chief advisors. So they're saying he is Hindu, and you want to take him as a chief advisor. Everyone was opposing, and by taking every type of test, examining him from all the way they can, so they took him as a chief minister for Akbar. So used to be always together. They used to be always together because they had that relation from previous birth. So once they were in jungle, they were traveling somewhere, and they were just going. They were just traveling around, and they lost the way. So when they lost the way, they could not come out. Like almost whole night they were trying to figure in. It's getting night, so more dark, and they are in jungle, and they cannot find the way. So they were just going here, going there, and they are hungry, because obviously he was king. He was going with so many people together, but they just lost. And there are people trying to find somewhere. They could not find him, so they thought maybe they already left to palace. So his force, his men, they left. And only Akbar and Birbal going here, going there, running here and there, and they are hungry, they are thirsty, and they have nothing. And Birbal, he sat under the tree, and he started saying, just by remembering my Lord Sri Ram, we can find the way. And Akbar says, okay, maybe we can find the way. It's already too late night, and I'm hungry. Maybe first we should find the food. Birbal, can you go somewhere and find food? And Birbal sitting there and saying, just call Sri Ram, just chant his name, just say Sri Ram, or just chant Sri Krishna, just call their name, and they will solve our problems. And Akbar saying, what? Have you ever heard somewhere that just by calling water, we're going to get relief from thirst? No. Then, so Akbar, he went, he saw somewhere far some light glowing, and he went there. He saw house and some people there, and they were happy to welcome, because they see his king is in our house, so it's our fortune. And they welcomed him, they cooked nice food, everything, and they fed him. He was happy and just thinking, oh, this fool Birbal sitting there saying Ram, 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 and he's just, I don't know what he is doing. Maybe I should get some food for him. They packed some food and took it there, gave to Birbal. He just took that food, and Akbar saying, see, you sitting here and saying Ram, 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 you got nothing. I was traveling around, I put in effort. I was karma yogi, I'm doing my karma, so I got food. And I fed you. And Birbal was smiling and saying, see how lucky I am, and how my Lord Ramchandra is just sitting here and calling Ram, 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 and my Ram made you my servant. I'm supposed to be your servant. You went there, you did everything you can, you bought this food and fed me. See, that's the power of my Ram, name of my Ram. That's power of name of my Swami. So, Akbar was thinking, maybe because he made me servant, I was carrying food for him. I didn't thought in that way. So, what I'm trying to say is any material or spiritual, whatever, if we have that faith in his name, then we're going to get the result what we're supposed to get. And I forgot, he was disciple of Shankaracharya, I just forgot his name. He's one of the prominent disciple of Shankaracharya, and he was preaching all around the glories of Ramanam. And obviously they have different philosophy. That's leave it aside because that's different thing. Still, he was going around and telling everyone that they should chant Govinda, they should chant Sri Ram, they should be follower of Vedic principle, they should follow Vedic principle because those days some arrogant followers of Buddhism were killing Hindus, burning all scriptures and whatever they can do to finish this Vedic lifestyle from the world and to finish these Vedic scriptures, to eradicate everything they can see. And he could not preach at all. So he decided to go to Buddhist monastery and find out actually what is with them, which is stopping any follower of Shankara to preach the glories of Vedic scriptures. So he joined Buddhist monastery, but he was such a stern follower of Vedic religions, Vedic scriptures. He used to do his Sandhya by any means. Still, he was in he was in Buddhist monastery. What he used to do, and like after three or 4 years, these guys found out that actually he's a Hindu who is acting as a Buddhist. Then they catch him, took him to Gopuram, in the 7th floor of that Gopuram, and just pushed him from there. And he was saying, if Vedic scriptures are correct, then nothing going to happen to me. And he fell down on the ground and his hand broke. And he's asking, how come my hand is broken? I mean, they throw you from 7th floor, it's like 70 meters. It's like Gopuram's height are like quite higher, and it's on 7th floor, the top. They throw you to the ground, and you went and smashed there. You hit to the ground, to the stone, and you just got your hand broken, and you get up and ask, how come my hands were broken? I mean, you're supposed to die, after throwing from there to the ground, not supposed to be alive. He's saying, I have so faith in Ram Nam, I have so faith in Vedic scriptures, and my hand was broken when they threw. It's not supposed to. And he got that voice from nowhere. It says, because you doubt in Vedic scriptures, saying if Vedic scriptures are correct, if Ram is Bhagavan, then nothing will happen to me. Because of that doubt, if on that, your hand was broken. I was just thinking, my God, then what's going to be with us, What's going to happen with me? Because he had that faith. Somebody is throwing him from 7th floor, like 30 meters. And he had that faith that nothing will happen to him. And still his hand got broken. And for us, we are always in dilemma. Okay, I'm chanting because Guru Maharaj told me to chant. Prabhupada wrote so many places you should chant holy name. I see some sloks in scriptures, so I'm chanting. But I don't know what's going to happen with me. Maybe this, maybe that. Oh, it's holy name. They will give Krishna Prem, but I have so many problems in material world. I have this, I have that. I have financial situation is not good, and my health condition is not good. This and that. So I have to put my own effort for that, to maintain that. No. We need to have full faith in holy name, that whether it's material or spiritual or it's adhyatmik, adidainik, adibhautik, whatever problems comes in our life, only the solution we have is holy name. Because he says, Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvahapana. Whatever problems is there in Bhava, whatever is causing us to burn in that fire of Davagni, everything can be pacified just by taking name of Sri Krishna, just by calling Govinda. But we need to have that faith. So, here, Srila Sanatana Goswami went to Sriman Mahaprabhu to see him, and Sriman Mahaprabhu gave him instruction saying, Bhajanera Madhya Shrestha Navavidha Bhakti, all the names of Bhakti, all these 9 different, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padashivanam, all they are able to give us that Krishna Prem, but Bhajanera Madhya Shrestha Navavidha Bhakti, among all names of devotional service, Navada Bhakti is the best. And among Navada Bhakti, Krishna Prema Krishna Ditya Hare Mahashakti, there is only a thing which can give Krishna Prema, Hare Mahashakti. Tara Madhya Sarva Shrestha Nama Sankirtan. It's a Nama Sankirtan which can give that Krishna Prema Ditya Hare Mahashakti. That Mahashakti is with Nama Sankirtana, Taramati Sarvashrishta Nama Sankirtana. But now Sriman Mahaprabhu says there's a condition, there's a but in between. Says Nira Parade Nama Haiti Hai Prema Dhana. But we should be aware, it should be Nira Parade Nama Haiti Hai Prema Dhana. The wealth to buy Prema is Nama, but Niraparade. We should be aware. It should be Niraparada. There shouldn't be any offenses during chanting of holy name. So then question comes for us, this problem, how to do that Niraparada Nam. If we keep doing that Aparad Yukta Nam, what result I am going to get? Because mostly there is, basically it's my biggest problem in my life. I try my best to chant. I try to be over smart. And nowadays, like, okay, the first offense that we should not criticize anyone, especially to sadhu people, those who have dedicated their life for propagating this mission. And that's the thing which we enjoy the most. Oh, he's like this, he's like that. Oh, Prabhu, you don't know about him. He's this, that, everything. So, basically our days passed, and most probably in Krishna consciousness movement, most probably in the Bhakti movement, most probably in the movement of Sriman Mahaprabhu nowadays, we relish that quite a lot. We find rasa on that, talking about people. And that's the first aparadh which we are committing. So, then when Bhagavan says to Sanatana Goswami, when Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Niraparade Nama Hai Prema Dhana, if you want to get that Prema Dhana, if you want to get that Dhana, who is going to get Prem, if you want to get that wealth, which can buy that Prem towards Krishna, then you should be Niraparade. So, all our names are being full of aparadha. So, how are we supposed to get that result? So, we're not going to get anything. Then there is a story in Niti Shastra. It's been quite frequently used by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Param Gurudev, in many of his lectures and his writings. So there was a grandfather and his grandson. It's like age of 4, 5, very innocent. Generally kids are innocent, not like us. So scripture suggests us to be like child, heart like child, innocence like child, but we understand it in some wrong way. We misinterpret it and we try to become childish. Becoming childish and becoming childlike is different. Sometimes I have seen people misinterpret it, Becoming childish and childlike are different. So, very innocent. And he used to see his grandfather, his morning time sitting there and reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana, every day. He's just enjoying those stories there, those historical facts. Nowadays, if we say story, then we try to connect it with some mythology, this and that. These are historical facts. We can call it history. And in Vedic scriptures, there are 14 sources of Vedic knowledge. 4 Ved, Rig Ved, Samved, Yajur, Atharva, and 6 Vedanga, Sikshastakam, Kalpa, Jyotish, Vyakarana. And there are 4 Upanga, where it is Itihas Purana comes under same category. So Ramayana, Mahabharata, 18 Purana, 18 Upapurana, and 4 Upavedas are in that category. So that is history, Itihas. So he was reading Mahabharata and was enjoying that. Ramayana, and this boy, his grandfather, he's so happy, He's chanting early morning, he's sitting there and he's chanting. And he's trying to imitate his grandfather. He's just going around and he's also taking those books. Maybe he understands nothing. Sometimes he's taking books and he's just putting it upside down and just whatever comes in his mind, he's just repeating it. And he's taking feedback like his grandfather, and he even don't know the mantra, but he's just trying to imitate him. And more older he's getting, he sees grandfather is more and more enjoying that, and he feels himself, what's going on? Nothing is happening with me. And now he starts hear attentively, and he figure out, oh, this is the mantra, and he started chanting mantra, this and that. And when he was like a bit grown up, and he's already in the age to understand and relate things, he started relating, oh, my grandfather is so happy and he's always in bliss. He's always swimming in that rasagar, ocean of that sweetness, that mellow, that bliss. And I'm just trying to follow him, but it doesn't work with me. So he went to his grandpa. He went there and asked his grandfather, oh, grandfather, I'm also trying to chant, trying to read Bhagavad Gita, trying to read Ramayana, Mahabharata, but there's no change in me, I'm getting nothing. I mean, what makes you follow these principles for so long? Because you are my grandfather and you are following it since time immemorial. I mean, so what makes you to continue this? Because I'm not feeling like to continue. I cannot see any result in myself. I mean, there's no result. There's nothing manifesting in me. There should be something to inspire me to keep going, So I can see nothing. And grandfather says, it's because of you are not chanting attentively, you are not understanding the value of chanting, or maybe some aparat, this and that. And then grandson asks, then there's no hope for me or what? Because I'm trying my best. But after listening you, it looks like there's no hope for me. So I'm practically I'm hopeless guy. When grandfather just look at his face and tell, well, we can discuss these things later. For now, just get me a basket of water. And he gives a basket with all black marks in it, that he was using that basket to carry coal. What do you call coal? That charcoal, black things from firewood. It's called, no? Okay. Yeah, charcoal. So he used to carry charcoal in that, and he's saying, well, I need a basket of water. No, grandfather, may I have to correct you. We didn't get basket of water, we get bucket of water. No, for me it's specific, I need basket of water. Just give him and go to river and get it. And okay, grandfather told, let's try. He went, and he's getting water, getting up, everything goes down. Again, he tries to get it, nothing comes. He just took it and ran to his house, saying, grandfather, I think you are too old, you are confused with basket and bucket. It's not supposed to be a basket of water, it should be bucket of water. Because I tried and see nothing came. Okay, no, I'm telling to get basket of water. Maybe you should try to run, do it fast. Okay. He went. He was not grandson like nowadays, This old man was giving me some fun. He was just throw that basket on his face and he told you, old man, don't see me again. He was very obedient. So he went and again take it, and he's without even seeing if there is water or not. He's running, because by the time I look there, so water will go down and there is nothing. So he's just taking like this and running. He reaches home, nothing is there. Again, he just keep trying. And he's coming to his grandfather saying, nothing happened. I tried. But maybe try once again. Maybe do it little faster. Okay, last try. It's my last try. Because it's already like 20 times I did it. It's my last try. Okay, just last try. Go. Run. He ran. He came. Nothing is there. He's saying, see, I cannot make faster than this. If I keep running like this faster, I would have already got medal in Olympic, you know. I'd be fast runner in the Olympic record breaker. And it's of no use. I could do nothing. I got nothing. And grandfather says, maybe you didn't realize. Maybe you didn't have that vision to see the result. Maybe you are not that qualified enough to see what changes you got in these 20 runs. And maybe you can't realize what you achieved in these 20 runs. But just look that basket carefully, and he just looks basket carefully. It's so clean and white. He didn't even knew that basket is white color. You know, he was thinking that basket was black color basket. But see, it's cleaned already. So even whatever is there, maybe it's full of offense, obstacles. We may not like it. We may be feeling sleepy while chanting. Once I was asking Mahavishnu Maharaj that why generally we get sleepy while chanting, and he was just laughing and saying we are in bliss. That's ananda. That's only the ananda we can get in this material world, you know, in sleeping. We have no any problem, no trouble, nothing. We just sleep. I mean, we are out of this world for those few hours where we sleep. They say we are getting ananda. Maybe that joke, but still, it was serious joke for me. Yeah, actually. So that basket was clean. So same like that with us. Our heart going to get clean. Maybe we like it, maybe we don't like it. We feeling sleepy. We just sometimes feeling like why these beads are getting longer. You know, it's supposed to have 108, but looks like there are 1,008 because it never finished. It's getting more longer. And this 16 rounds supposed to be finished by 2 hours, and I'm catching this feedback for whole day going around, and it's still, oh my God, I have few more rounds. Looks like time gets longer when we catch this. And we're supposed to get that ananda, we're supposed to get that pleasure, we're supposed to get that happiness while chanting, but most of the time it happens that after we finish that 16 rounds, we get that happiness. Wow, finished, see? Today I did it. Generally we get that happiness after that. So maybe even if that is the situation, if that's the condition, Bhagavat Prema Sampatto, if you want to get Krishna Prem, if you want to get Bhagavat Prem, then that's only the wealth, which can buy that Krishna Prem is Nama Sankirtana Prakta Krishnasya Prema Sampatto. If we want to get that Krishna Prem, if we want to offer ourselves to Krishna, then Sri Krishna Nama is only the option. So maybe it's full of offense or this and that. We should try. Obviously, it doesn't mean that okay, just keep continuing it. You know, okay, keep doing offense also and keep chanting also. It's not like that, but that doesn't give excuse to us that oh my God, I'm chanting with so much offenses, so better I don't chant. Just leave. You know, maybe just stop chanting because I'm an aparadhi. I'm doing so much of offenses, so just leave it. No need to chant anymore now because I'm aparadhi anyway. So that doesn't give us excuse not to chant. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to use this example. Maybe we are not noticing that, but we are getting planes every day, and we can relate ourselves with 10 years back of me and 10 years of me now. We can see there are some difference. Maybe like 15, 18 years back, I was feeling shy to put this dhoti, and now I don't care. I just put this and go around. Maybe like 20 years back, putting something in the forehead and doing around, I was just afraid maybe somebody would say, oh, pigeon sit on your head. I was afraid, but now it doesn't bother me. I know it's pleasure of my Lord. So that doesn't make any difference to me if somebody says anything to me. Those days, if somebody would say anything to me, I just feel like to break their head with kartal, What this guy think himself? But now if somebody says like that, yeah, lucky me. See, the pigeon didn't sit in your head; it did in my head. So it's lucky me. I didn't even care. So I can see that difference, and it's not because I was doing Shuddhanam. It's full of offense. Even I can say it's just a namabhas because I'm saying Hare Krishna, 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 and then sometimes I'm just looking phone, sometimes this, sometimes that. I'm Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, what are you doing there? And after this too, Hare Krishna, and before that Krishna, Krishna, there are few dialects in between. So still that is bringing change in me. And I can see that's bringing change in everyone. Everyone is being changed. Obviously, we have our own horns and tails. So it's going to poke him, poke that side sometimes. So we may not like each other. But still, we may not like each other. But we can see those changes in each other. Same dialogue I was giving to some devotees 10 years back and same dialogue I'm giving now. So how he reacts, there is difference. That means it's working for him also, not only for me. So it's working for everyone. I mean, it was working for all our acharyas. So maybe, okay, if they were in different platform, it was working for all our guru. So maybe they are in different platform. But we can see it's working for us, and we are actually getting that change. And in beginning days, sometimes we used to skip. Oh, today is Janmashtami day, I'm so busy with my service and this and that, so maybe I can send tomorrow. But we can see that change in our life. Nowadays, even Janmashtami day, we squeeze those 2 hours time somewhere in between that we can complete our mala. So looks like we are getting some taste in that. So that's progress. Before, for us waking up early morning, getting up morning and chanting was like, oh my God, maybe just sleep for 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes and 5 more minutes, and all those like 25 more minutes goes and it's already 1.5 hours. But nowadays, yeah, maybe just first finish our chanting and take rest after that. So there are some changes in our life. So that means holy name is working. It's that our vision is not clear. We are not able to see that actually it's working. Before, we used to go in front of people. They used to say, what happened to you? Oh my God. And now we go around people, and after like few years of chanting, we go around people and people asking questions. Actually, what is this? So that means we are same person, no? But how they react to us is being changed. That means we are being changed. We are changing. So now, by mercy of Krishna Nam, by mercy of holy name, people started accepting us as an authority. Because if somebody asks you some question, means they are accepting you as authority. That means there are some changes in our life. Because those same people who were acting as an authority and giving you instruction, you should not do this, you should not do that. Oh my God, it's in this age you becoming some Babaji, sadhu, and it's for old age, you keep it for old age. And those same people now accepting you as an authority. So from the position of authority, they reach to the position of subordinates. It's not because I become something, it's because the potency of holiness. So that means there are changes in our life. So even Nam, maybe we're full of aparad or whatever, it's just maybe the Namabhas. There is no excuse not to chant. We should dedicate ourselves to Nama Sankirtan by hook or by crook, whatever, however we can. Try to do it. Just be in association of holy name. Always be next to holy name. Always be next to Krishna. So, and now Sankirtan means Samyak Kirtan. Sankirtan. So, Sankirtan have two meanings. Samyak Kirtan, In Srimad Bhagavatam commentary by Sri Jiva Goswami Pad, he mentions in 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd slok, he mentions that Sankirtanam Vahubhir Militva Sri Krishna Gana Sukham. So Sankirtan means to do Sri Krishna Gana, to chant his name. And Sri Jiva Goswami says, Nama Kirtana Chedam Utsaraiva Prasastam. Chanting with loud, Utsai means with loud voice. That is one Sankirtan. Chant as loud as you can. And Srila Jiva Goswami gives proof from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. For us, Jiva Goswami told it's already proof. But there are some people in the world who thinks that Jiva Goswami was a few hundred years back. Maybe we cannot take it as a proof. That I've seen that problem, especially in India, in Nepal. People have problem accepting our Goswamis as authority. They're saying, oh, maybe for you people, for Gaudiya Vaishnava, they may be authority. But for us, Vyasdev is authority. So if Vyasdev says, because there's common misunderstanding that any mantra not supposed to be chanted loudly. We're not supposed to even move our tongues while chanting mantra. Yeah, there are some like those mantras that we're not supposed to even move our tongues. It should be manasa. We should chant in mind. But there are mantras we're supposed to chant loudly. So here says, Utsaireva prasastam. Prasastam means as loud as you can. If you chant holy name as loud as you can, and combinedly with many other devotees. That Sankirtan, and Srila Goswami gives pramana from Srimad Bhagavatam saying, Te pramana matranameva, as a pramana, as a proof. Shosham yathoktam narsimya Sipladena. Siplad Maharaj did this. And Prahlad Maharaj told to Narasimhadeva that Te Shanta Sarva Bhutanam Nirupadhika Vandabha Ye Narasimha Bhagavan Nam Gayantyur Utsair Mudanvitah. Te Shanta Sarva Bhutanam Nirupadhikam. We can call those people Shanta. Nirupadhika Shanta. Who does Bhagavan Nama, who chants Bhagavan Nama, how? Gayantyum, who sings Bhagavan Nama, who sings Sri Krishna Nama. Gayanti means to sing. So people saying, oh, we cannot sing mantra, it's not a song. We're supposed to chant in our mind this mantra. But here Prahlad Maharaj, okay, Prahlad Maharaj is authority for everyone. And Vyasdev is authority for everyone. So he says, Bhagavan Nama Gayanta. Name of Lord, we can sing that. How? Utsair, with loud voice. So that Sankirtan, and those who are engaged in this Sankirtan movement, they can be called among Sarva Bhutanam, among all these people, those who are singing the holy name of the Lord, those who are singing Sri Krishna Nam, can be called Nirupadhikam Shanta. They are jewels among those Santa. So it's one is Sankirtan means to sing the name of Krishna as loud as we can. Japile se Krishna nama apani se tare utsa Sankirtane para upakara kare. And why is that? Japile se Krishna nama apani se tare. If we are just chanting slowly in our mind only, or maybe just in such a low voice, thinking that maybe others will get disturbed, so just chant slowly. But Japile se Krishna nama, those who chant this Krishna nama, Japile means to chant slowly in low voice without making noise. So apani shetari, that will liberate us, oneself. But Utsa Sankirtane Para Upakare Kari. Those who do Sankirtan in a Utsa Shore with loud voice, playing Mridanga Kartal and chanting with clapping hands and making as much noise as they can, that gives Para Upakara Kare. That benefits us. We're going to get liberated, but Para Upakara Kare, Para means to others, Upakara Kare. That's beneficial to everyone. So, Atayeva Utsakari Kirtana Karile. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat says, Atayeva Utsakari Kirtana Karile. We should try our best. Even if we are chanting, we should try to chant in loud voice. So that everybody else listen that and we don't have to listen any nonsense in this world. Because we're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We keep chanting like this, then maybe somebody just backbiting of someone is doing something, he's doing something. Who cares? We don't need to listen and we don't need to hear anything, you know. No Gramya Katha, no Prasalpa. It's just Harinam. So, Atayeva Utsakari Kirtana Karile, and we're chanting in that loud voice. If somebody is doing some nonsense or mischief, we also become satark, you know. Oh my God, who is that? Maybe he saw me. So, Atayeva Utsakari. So, we should always try to chant in loud voice. And Shataguna Phala hai Sarva Shastre Vale. And it says, Shataguna Phala hai. Just chanting in mind and chanting loudly. It gives 100 times fruit than chanting in mind. Shataguna Phala hai. That result, that fruit we get is 100 times better and bigger. And it's not conclusion of a portion, but here it says Sarva Shastra Vale. It's conclusion of all the scriptures. And we can see that example in Sripad Ramanuja Swamiji's life, Ramanujacharya's life. Yamunacharya, Yamunacharya, Gurudev of Bhagavan Ramanuja Acharya gave him mantra, and he got that mantra with quite of tapasya, you know, he did quite a lot of tapasya, he served and he pleased, it took him so much effort to please his guru, and he got that mantra, and before giving that mantra, his guru instructed him specifically, this mantra not supposed to give to anyone, it's for you only. You should chant it in your mind. You're not supposed to distribute it. Oh, Ramanujacharya told, okay, yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm so grateful, thank you. And he went in the temple of Ranganath, this big gate, it's called Gopuram. And he climbed on the top of that and he was shouting that mantra. What? Just now your Guru gave you that mantra, saying you're not supposed to give it to anyone. And you climbing on the top of that gate and shouting to everyone, oh, this is the mantra. And he called him back. What you did, you know? Told him, yes, I know, I did Guru Aparadha. You know what is the result of that? Told, yes, I know. What? I'm going to suffer in hell eternally. So now there's no any remedy for my aparadha, what I did. And then you knew everything. Why you did that? Told, if me alone going to hell eternally, going to liberate everyone in this world, then I'm happy. I can go that hell, no problem. By listening that from Ramanuja Swamiji, how merciful he is to all living souls in this world, he was, wow. Nothing going to happen to you, and you can distribute to anyone whom you want. Just give it to anyone. It's up to you now. You distribute it. So, we can see that example in life of our acharyas, that mantra, we should distribute it, and best way to distribute it is Samyak Kirtan, Sankirtan. So one Sankirtan is to chant loudly, Jiva Paya O Narha Vine Sarva Prani, Napare Valive Krishna Hena Dhoni. So those who don't have tongue to chant, They will get benefited by listening these names. Ants moving somewhere and cockroaches moving somewhere, they can't chant that name. But if we chant it loudly, then they even get benefited. So, because of that, we get 100 times better fruits, 100 times bigger fruits, 100 times faster we get that result if we chant loudly. So, I was planning to finish second slok by today, but looks like we are still in first slok. Okay, anyway, it's almost Arati time. So maybe we'll keep discussing on Sikshastakam tomorrow. Hope to finish this first sloka by 4 days. So we can just finish this at least one sloka. So I can tell in Nepal, if somebody asks what katha you did, I can tell them, yeah, we did one full sloka of Sikshastakam in these days. So if you have any questions, I'll just try my best to answer. Any questions? Okay, Prabhu. Suji, can you just make voice a little bit louder?
Sometimes you wonder, like, if devotees have been chanting for so many years, any effect. Sometimes I don't see any effects in that.
Yeah.
They might be the same for me, but so how do you measure whether he's chanting? I think you already answered that, but I'm just asking. How do you measure? How do you know that you have made some progress by chanting?
Basically, first thing is it cannot be measured, because the result we're getting by chanting Krishna name cannot be measured with anything, cannot be like related with everything, because just by chanting, just by calling his son, this Sadamil got Vishnudut to welcome him. So in one sense we cannot just compare it, but in next way we can see that we can compare ourselves with how I was 5 years back and how I am now, how I was 10 years back and how I am now, and even we can see that with many people it was so difficult to cooperate few years back, and now we are good with them. It's just everything is blessing of holy name. If it was me who I made those relations good, then those days why it was not good? Those days they were not good. And there are incidents, how we react to the incidents. We can see a few years back we were so proactive, we were so reactive in everything. And we can see after a few years of chanting, we just let it pass, let it go. So it's blessing of holy name, because there's nothing changed in me at least. So we can see, if we just try to see inside, then we can feel there are changes, even which we can see. Okay, there are changes which we cannot see. Maybe our authority, maybe our guru, they can see. And there are some changes which Krishna sees in us, and He's putting us in different positions, giving us different responsibility, because there are few responsibility which, if we think from our side, it's like, I cannot even imagine I can do that. But it's being done through me, So that means Bhagavan himself and the entire Guru Parampara, by seeing that changes in our heart, by the mercy of holy name, they are giving us those responsibilities. And we are able to handle it. The thing is, just getting responsibility and being able to handle it, it's different. So we are able to handle it. So it's blessing of holy name. This I was mentioning yesterday also. If somebody says how you are maintaining that Gurukul, then I have answer, I cannot even maintain myself. Neither I have job, nothing. But still it's being maintained, and we have like 43 students and few staffs, almost 60 people's family and few cows and such a big land. But still everything is going like good, So it's not me I'm doing. Maybe I'm getting blessing of holy name, that Bhagavan Narasimhadev is looking somewhere from somewhere corner his eyes, is saying, oh, that guy is also there, maybe I should give some responsibility to him. And my Gurudev is maybe looks like he is having some faith in me, that by the mercy of holy name, that he is giving me some responsibility, and And till now, I'm able to handle it by His mercy. By mercy of holy name. It's the mercy of holy name, it's being manifested. So I'm able to take that responsibility. Otherwise, I don't have control over this thing here, it keeps blinking. And still, we are able to do so many wonderful things. We can see, like all devotees, they are able to do so many wonderful things. They have their work, they have their family life, they have everything. And still, they can squeeze some time in between to come temple and cook for deities. Krishna is accepting that. So that's the mercy of holy name. So we can see that changes in our life. If some of our friends or somebody tells, in your busy schedule, just, I have party today, can you come and squeeze your few hours time and come there, cook for me and glorify me in my birthday? What will think? My God, what this guy is thinking out of me. But we are squeezing that time for Bhagavan. So that's purely blessing of holy name. And He's accepting it, We know that Krishna is accepting our offering because devotees are happily taking that prasadam and devotees are happy. And happiness of Krishna can be seen in the face of devotees. So that means He is accepting. And it's surely the mercy of holy name. So we can see that. But there are some things which we are gaining by mercy of His names, but still we cannot see it. That doesn't make there is no difference. Our Gurudev, he can see, and the entire parampara they can see, and based on that they are making us more responsible. They are more and more engaging on their service. So basically we can see that reflecting in us. I hope that answers. Okay, Mataji.
You're saying Krishna in the heart. So what is the loud chanting? Is there a difference? Is better? Or?
Yeah. It says, I was just quoting that sloka from Chaitanya Bhagavat. It says, chanting loudly is 100 times better than chanting in our mind. It says, Uccha Sankirtane Japile se Krishna Nama Apani Shetare. Chanting in our mind, it's best. We can do that. But Uccha Sankirtane Para Upakara Kare. Because we are chanting loudly, that is beneficial to everyone. So because of that, here in Chaitanya Bhagavat, it says, Sataguna Phala Hai Sarva Shastra Bali. It's conclusion of all scriptures that chanting loudly is Sata. Sataguna means 100 times better than chanting in mind.
It's benefiting other people.
Yeah, benefiting everything. Like it says here, Jiva Paya Onara. We are not a human being. They have tongue to chant. So we can chant, but Bine Sarva Prani, those animals and everything which don't have tongue to chant, even they get benefited. Because they can see, because bhakti starts from Sravanam, then comes Kirtanam. But by mercy of Lord, we have both at a time we can do, Sravana and Kirtan. But there are many species in the world, almost every species in the world behind human beings, who have only the option to do bhakti is Sravanam, by listening. So, because of that, we get 100 times more benefit. Yeah, quickly and faster. Yeah, faster is quickly. Yeah. So, okay.
So it is more powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Also, when more people.
Yeah, it is because that we are discussing these things yesterday also. We can see from Bhagavatam, Yashoda Maharani, she wanted to try Krishna, and she was trying her best. But every time there's two angles, like just two fingers, not enough. That rope is not enough. And when she tried to engage all Brajavasi, she called all Brajavasi and she told, okay, everyone come with ropes. We should tie this Krishna by any means. So she was engaging everyone. One was Aikantika Bhajan. She was trying herself to tie Krishna. She was able to catch, but she was not able to tie him. And when she engaged everyone, when she was doing Sankirtan, engaging everyone in service of Krishna, to tie Krishna, service. So when all Brajavasi, they bought ropes from their house and everybody tried, and then Krishna came to that bandhan, they can try Krishna. So, more we try to engage people in Sankirtan, more powerful it becomes, and more faster we can try Krishna with a rope of our love. So, we should try our best, because of that our acharyas were so busy preaching all around. I mean, till now, people raising questions. How come sannyasi crossing ocean? It's prohibited. They're not supposed to. Even I was traveling, and one of my friends, we are nice friends, he took sannyas in Sankara Parampara. He sent me message, the shlok, which says Brahmacari and sannyas is not supposed to cross the ocean. I told, well, yeah, that's good, but what to do? You guys not chanting holy name, so I'm trying to find somebody who can chant holy name with me, so I can tie Krishna with the rope of that love. So I'm busy with that. Okay, if you're going to chant together with me, and be together with me, I'm in Bangkok, I haven't crossed the ocean, I'm coming back. And he didn't answer after that. He was just, okay, leave it, it's useless to talk with him. So all our acharyas, even sacrificing their own sadhana, trying to engage as much people as they can in this Sankirtan movement, because it's more powerful and it's more easily we can tie Krishna with rope of our love. So in one sense, it's Jiva Daya. They used to have that Daya Bhava for Jiva in this world, so they're traveling all around. And next, more the people are engaged in chanting of holy name, more easily you can tie Krishna with the rope of that love. So Krishna's two angul was saying both needed. I can't think bhajan is also needed, but Sankirtan is also needed. So I hope that answers my okay. So Hare Krishna, forgive me for any offenses or any bitter words. As I mentioned, I'm not good with choosing words, so sometimes my words may hurt you. I'm sorry for that. Forgive me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.